Welcome to my channel. I am the Nottingham Bike, and remember, everyone's had a ride. The next few clips are a collection of snippets from Bam Bam's world, aka Alexandra Morley's latest live on YouTube. Most of these ramblings are aimed at the Rzuceks, a family in America who were victims of a tragic murder. A murder where they lost their daughter Shane and their two beautiful young grandchildren, Bella and Celeste, and unborn grandson Nico. The Rzuceks have to deal with this filth daily, dragging their daughter and accusations of the most horrendous acts.
Tried to murder your children and what? Make sure you've got proof of that. The thing that I always find funny is she took photographs of everything. Naked kids, put posts up about kids eating feces and drinking toilet water and pulling, scraps of food out of a grate and eating dog food. Funny, my kids was raised with dogs and they never once had dog food. I was raised with dogs and I don't remember my mother slapping the arse off me for eating dog food or drinking out of the toilet. You're not somebody that takes photographs of everything and abuses their husband live on air, belittles him, puts him down, laughs about it. He does what I tell him to do. Get me this, get me that. Oh, I've got to get off my arse and go down these steps. I'm a single parent. It's so hard being a single parent because she had to get up and walk somewhere herself. I'm just telling you, I'm a bitch. Christina had to go and spend $500 of her own money bringing groceries into that house. So that wasn't just groceries for her and her daughter. She was buying groceries for everyone. And that kind of tells you that there was fuck all in there.
Bam Bam, aka Alexandra, claims to be a middle-class, very educated, morally sound person, yet will log on to YouTube simply to spend hours bashing and trashing the murdered victims and her family. Her obsessed rants include some quite disturbing behavior, including being fascinated with the back passages of the murdered children.
Sticking things up their arses, kids trying to stick things up their own arses, and malnutrition. Regarding these medical files, there would have been rectal damage too, because you're not supposed to continually, put a rectal thermostat up a child's backside. What you can do is you can train the bowel that way, you see. You only need to put that a fraction to the left or the right, and you can cause major damage, especially with a kid that young. Over here, we're not allowed to do that. Like, we did at one time have rectal thermostats, but if you go to a hospital now, it's not even a doctor that'll do with a rectal thermostat. It's a pediatric specialist nurse that'll do it, and they only do it when they think they've got a possible fatality on their hands, to take the internal temperature in case that kid's dying, because you start to cool down on the inside, you see. So sticking these thermostats up their backsides and what have you, over here you would find yourself in fucking court for that. It's over there. Now, I wanted to go into, yes, the medical science field. Yeah, I didn't want to do pediatrics. There's no fucking way I would have done pediatrics because I don't like kids. So if one of my kids had eaten their own feces, I would have slapped their arses so hard and beaten them all the way into the shower, cleaned their mouths out, and they would have really, really been punished. They would have been taught, no, you don't do that. But apparently she gave the kid a glass of milk. Stay the fuck away from me. I've got a 3-year-old in here. There's other kids in our family. You stay away from me and my fucking family.
She claims to not be obsessed with the Rzuceks, yet spends hours and hours talking about them. I ask that you take a listen to just a small sample of the horrendous, vile, despicable words she says and ask yourself, should this person be allowed to openly drag a poor family like this on YouTube?
Good creep supports him and supports Frankie Rzucek. Now, the Rzuceks are probably covering their backs by saying hello, so pay no heed to them. They're people that not even the fucking Rzuceks want anymore. The only way that the Rzuceks want anything to do with them if they get the money. You were defending him. You defend Frankie Rzucek, who's convicted for battering a toddler. Stay the fuck away from us. My eyesight and brain cells are way, way, way too high to be wasting them on those pack of fucking losers. Like I say, love, these are the real mentally disturbed people. Why you go and take a good fuck to yourself, you disgusting, lying, good for nothing fucking loser. And that's not defamatory. That's absolute fact. And I tell you what, Spanky, you just wait until that judge sees everything. Feel sorry for me. You don't have an identity of your own. The only thing that you've got is the fact that you were related to this woman and her children that got murdered, and that's it. You've exploited it more than anyone else. Why don't the pair of you take a good fucking look at yourselves? Do you really think she'd be proud of you? Because for all of her faults, I don't think that she would have cleaned. And stop opening his disgusting, stinking, dirty mouth about me, or else I am going to let my family know, and then he can deal with them. Sick of hearing about threats that your wanker of a son is making about me, and I'm not going to tolerate it much longer, Sandra. I don't give a fuck what happened in Colorado 5.5 years ago. I don't care. I didn't do it. So you maybe need to tell them, and then they can contact your son directly to see what the fuck it is that he's threatening about, because I'm sick of the likes of you. Get the fuck out of here. It's another thing, by the way, Sandra, I hope you hear this. You tell your fucking son to shut his mouth up. Yeah. About travelling with her vibrator in her suitcase. Perhaps that's the only toys that Spanky and Shannon ever had. Yeah. Sandra said, go and play with your toys, yeah. Is that the only toys that they had? Seems to be a running theme in your family. I'm not sending messages to people saying, oh, I need fucked and I want fucked and he won't fuck me. And I'm vulgar, am I? Really?
Spread the word of who she is, and don't let her get away from being held accountable for her terrible, repeated behavior.